The Seton Catholic Sentinels grinded through the regular season, earning a share of the Desert Sky title. Now it's the season that truly counts for Coach Karen Self and the Sentinels as they open the open playoffs right here at John J. McMahon Gym against Buckeye Union High School. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno. Alongside the doctor, that is Adam Perry. Well, Doc, Karen Self and the Sentinels, another great regular season, 20-6 overall, 9-1 in Desert Sky play, earning a share of the Desert Sky title. They enter the playoffs as the 5th seed. Buckeye comes in as the 28th seed overall, but at this point, seedings mean absolutely nothing.
Absolutely, Joe. These two teams are sharing the same court. Anyone can win.
Seton Catholic, and you look at their starting five, led by Sophie Morales, top to bottom, as good as any starting five maybe in the open division.
Absolutely. This group of ladies takes care of the ball well. They move as a unit, and their chemistry is unmatched.
And here comes Buckeye Union, a record of 18-8. They won the 5A Central with a record of 12-0, and they're coming in with a chip on their shoulder.
Absolutely, but Joe, as we mentioned, this is anyone's game here. They're sharing the same court. Anyone can win here in playoff basketball.
The Hawks are led by Amaya Leyva and Isabella Ramirez. 2 double-digit scores, and the Hawks are flying in thinking upset on their mind. We'll have the starting lineups and more from John J. McMahon Gym. It's the moment we've been waiting for. Playoff basketball, the open playoffs, the first round from John J. right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.
Some of your Seton Catholic Sentinels. Tonight, we welcome the Hawks of Buckeye Union in the first round of the 2024 Open Division Playoffs. The Seton Catholic community extends to you a warm welcome. Buckeye and Seton Catholic are members of the Arizona Interscholastic Association, abide by the rules and regulations as set forth by the association to maintain high standards of conduct, competition, and relations with member schools. We remind you that good sportsmanship is an individual responsibility. Spectator and player behavior should be courteous and reflect the spirit of good sportsmanship. We ask you to cheer for your team and show respect toward your school, the opponents, and game officials. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we begin our contest with prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, thank you for the many opportunities you have given us. Thank you for this time together in the spirit of competition. Please help these athletes and officials perform to the best of their abilities and keep them free from injury. St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, pray for us. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Our officials for tonight's game, as assigned by the AIA, are Laura Bradley, Mark Preston, and Steve Kulikowski. And now for our starters. First, from our visitors from Buckeye, coached by Regina Early. Number 2, Kyria Avila. Number 3, Amaya Leva. Number 14, Tia Chapman. Number 22, Isabel Ramirez.
And welcome back to John J. McMahon Gym. The adrenaline is pumping. Open round, first round of the playoffs. Seton has earned the right to be on home court. Another fantastic year, 20-6, 9-1 in the Desert Sky. And the starting lineups have just been mentioned for Buckeye. And that starting lineup group starts with number 2, Kyria Avila. Number 3, Amaya Leva, the team's leading scorer, 16, 3 and 2. Tia Chapman putting up 6, 5 and 2. Isabel Ramirez, a force down low, 11, 9 and 1. And Michaela Tinsley, 5, 3 and 2. And for Seton, a lineup that can flat out get after it. Mia DiPuccio, Reagan Gregston, Carmela Gallardo, the team's leading scorer. And the freight train, the starting guard, Sophie Morales, pound for pound. Doc, maybe the best point guard in the state. And last but not least, the low post beast, and that is Caitlin Benally putting up 9 and 9 down in the blocks. These two teams taking different routes to get here. Now they meet here in the first round from John J. McMahon Gym. Karen Self with 12 state titles, 813 wins. She trails only Minor Webster, who has 832 wins on the other side for Buckeye Union. Regina Early, the head coach, and a team that has a lot to be proud of the way they've come here and have earned the right to face Seton Catholic. Gallardo starts it, and Gallardo connects. And just like that, Seton clicking offensively. And a tremendous start for the Seton offensive unit. And good work by Buckeye on the other end. Kyria Avila draws the foul against Carmela. And Doc, we've kind of talked about that with Carmela. Sometimes she gets those reach-in, those ticky-tack fouls that just drive you nuts.
Yeah. You know, those are fouls that really mess with the speed of play and could potentially throw a team out of rhythm. And it allows Buckeye to even this thing up. 2-2.
Escarcega locks it up from the free throw line. And Buckeye has brought their fan base. You can hear them in the upper rafters making some noise, rooting on the blue and gold. Gallardo will let it fly from 3. A little long. And here come the Hawks. Avila taken away by Morales. Morales, open floor. Sophie pulls it back out. Inside, Gregston. And inside to Benally. 3 touches, all good for Seton. A 4-2 Seton advantage. Just great transition basketball. Shot is up, off the mark. And Benally down in the block, shielding off Isabel Ramirez. And Ramirez is a force down the block, Stock. She puts up 9 rebounds, 11 points a game. Seton, of course, a team that can do it every which way. They shoot 42% from the floor, 32% from 3. Reagan will let it fly from 3. That's going to be off the mark. Rebounded by Ramirez. Avila guarded by Gallardo. This one just underway from Seton Catholic. Amaya Leva putting it on the deck. They dump it down in the blocks, and Ramirez can't handle it, and it's going back the other way. Our referees for tonight's game: Laura Bradley, Mark Preston, and Steve Kulowski. Carmela Gallardo averaging 15 a game. DiPuccio and Sophie Morales 10 apiece. Benally putting up 9 and 9. Morales. Stolen away by Avila. Slows it up at half court. Kicks it to the outside. Now Avila will get the Hawks into the half court, but Gallardo will take it away. Carmelo with the free pass and up and in. Carmelo read that one, and Seton out to a 6-2 lead. The big thing about Buckeye, Doc, they average 23 turnovers a game.
Yeah.
And a team that really doesn't shoot that well from the outside, other than Leyva. They work the ball down in the post, and Gallardo. And fires it over to Morales. Miscommunication goes out of bounds. Hawks flying with a record of 18-8, 12-0 to win the 5A Central. Their last time out was February 7th, a home loss to Horizon 44-40. Amaya Leyva leads the team with 16, and of course Ramirez 11-9. Seton, good post defense. Morales, middle of the court. Morales surveying, Bernali. Gregston will put it on the deck. Gregston going strong. Contact and one. Reagan Gregston, aggressive and delivering.
Yeah, wonderful Euro step right there. She makes her way all the way under the basket from about 15 feet out. And she gets her free shots, or apologies, she gets a free shot to go with it. The shot is no good, but rebound Seton, and it's out to Morales.
Is there. DiPuccio try to work it underneath, and the fans wanted to travel. They don't get it. Gallardo from the outside. Works to DiPuccio. Gallardo will let it fly. In and out, underneath. Bernali. Bernali keeps it alive. Carmela with another look from up top. Carmela, bang! She's got 7, and it's 11-2 Seton lead. And Buckeye's got to call a timeout.
Yeah, and how about Carmela Gallardo? And, you know, she's the real first standout for Seton so far in this contest, and she's just building upon that shooting that she's developed all season long. At the start of the season, Joe, she would not be pulling shots like this. And, you know, here she is tonight on this court in playoff basketball, and she's doing her thing. She's confident with her shot. She's getting open consistently. Her off-ball movement is phenomenal right now. She's getting open, and she's just executing for these Sentinels right now.
Sentinels already causing some quick chaos defensively, getting a couple turnovers that have transitioned into points on the break. Buckeye averages 50 points, shooting 38%, 26% from three, Doc, 48% from the line. 34 rebounds, 12 assists, 16 steals, 23 turnovers per game. So that is a big knock on their game, is their inability to take care of the basketball. Wild shot, Morales, middle of the floor. Sophie surveys, and that's going to be a foul against Tia Chapman. And that one, non-shooting foul. Second team foul on Buckeye. Of course, Buckeye in the blue and gold, Seton in the white and red home uniforms. Pass in the corner, knocked away by Avila. And we look at Seton on home court, Doc. Simply amazing. A record of 8-0, away 8-2, neutral 4-4.
Yeah.
Squad loves playing at John J. McMahon Gym, and they don't let the fans down. Gallardo, bad pass looking for Gregston. Taken away by Avila. Avila working it to the right side. Tinsley inside, basket, good. Tia Chapman down in the blocks, and a much needed basket by the Hawks. 11-4, stopping a 9-0 run by Seton. Bernali down in the blocks. Bernali, Gallardo in the lane, little floater, won't go. A battle, and Ramirez pulls it away. And Ramirez, fierce underneath, as Bernali gets her first personal. Lifetime, Karen Self, 10-1 against the Hawks. The squads did not play a mutual opponent this year. Buckeye ranked 28th in the Open, 8th in Division 5A, in which they play in. Tinsley locked up, gets it out to Avila. 13 on the shot clock. Avila gets the screen from Chapman. Worked over to Leyva. Leyva inside. Ramirez, and talk about a bailout and just great ball movement by Buckeye to keep that possession alive as DiPuccio gets her first. And that right there, Doc, was just good court savviness and know exactly where your fellow teammates are to make that happen. Ramirez at the line. A 54% free throw shooter. Chapman checking out. Lazaria Williams checking in. Averages 2, 3, and 1. And Ramirez misses both. Morales takes her time, surveying, and no question, Williams is on Morales. DiPuccio down in the blocks, inside Benally. Big bank off the glass, and Benally delivers. Brought down rain off the clouds, off the glass high, and the good touch. Leyva pulls up, knocks it off the glass. Good strong move by Amaya Leyva, her first bucket. She averages 16 a game to lead the Hawks. Williams on the court, scrappy. Leyva across the way, Tinsley. Tinsley turns around, and Tinsley puts it in. A couple quick baskets by the Hawks have cut the lead to 5.
And what an amazing performance so far for this Buckeye squad to come here into Seton's home territory, a much higher ranked seed, and still compete so hard in the opening minutes. Wow, Buckeye has some momentum, and Karen Self is gonna have to call a timeout. A quick timeout here to regroup her team because, I mean, Buckeye has had a good run here.
And DiPuccio draws that foul as she was trying to get the ball inside, and sometimes there has to be a little bit more recognition on Mia's part to understand where she is on the court and just how tight those passing windows are. But needs to say, Seton with a 13-8 lead as we look at the Hawks, led by head coach Regina Early, and what a season they've had. 18-8, they won the 5A Central, and you look at some of their victories. They open with a victory over Kellis, 52-36, big win over Glendale, 73-10, and down the stretch at one point, they won 11 games in a row before losing to Horizon. A 44-40 home loss to kind of reset the Jets. Gallardo going for the reach in and takes it away. Tight defense by Gallardo. Rips it across to Gregston. Gregston to Benally. Benally. Jaden Herrera in the game. Gregston. Taken away by Williams. Williams. And Morales comes up big. Fires it down to Benally. Benally just out of her reach. And right now, Seton getting a little sloppy with the ball handling. Have got to reel it in. 13-8. And what a job off the bench Lazaria Williams has done for Buckeye, putting pressure on the ball. Jaden Herrera in the game for Seton. A spark plug off the bench. Herrera averages 5, 3, and 1. And Ramirez up and in. Tough physical basket inside. And it's a three-point game. Buckeye answering the bell, pulling with a 3. Seton regrouping. 42 seconds on the game clock, and Gregston banks it off the glass. Reagan Gregston, her second bucket. It's a 5-point Seton lead. And the Hawks, Avila gives up the dribble. Gets it over to Tinsley. Gregston on Tinsley. Ramirez inside. Ramirez blocked by Benally. Seton can play for the final shot. Morales up the floor, surveying, whips it over to Gregston. Gregston inside to Benally. Benally, Gallardo in the corner, lets it fly, connects. Carmela, the flamethrower from 3, her second 3, She's got 10 first quarter points, Seton up 8, and they close the half on a run. And Doc, after one, 18-10, and Carmela living large in the first period.
Yeah, I mean, Carmela Gallardo just took this first quarter by storm. She came out firing big from deep, and I mean, she's been lights out so far in this contest. Obviously halfway through that first half of the game here, and the Sentinels only have an 8-point lead, but when you break things down on the offensive side of things, you know, maybe a few hiccups, but all in all, they're not playing too bad on offense right now, but the Buckeyes have just found ways to score on defense, and right now for Karen Self, that's what she's talking to her girls about. She's talking about maybe taking care of the ball better in transition and, you know, not engaging in these crazy moments that Buckeye, you know, stirs up, and they head into the second period with still obviously hopes high, 8-point lead, and looking to get back to business.
It's all about ball control for Seton, taking care of the basketball. And also keep in mind, the Sentinels have not played since January 31st, Doc, so we're talking a 13-day layoff for them to regroup and find themselves on the court. And it's easier said than done, but you haven't played a game in 13 weeks. There's a different amount of adrenaline than as if you're practicing and going against your opposing squad.
Definitely. Definitely, Joe.
So an 18-10 advantage, and Greg Buchanan, as you can see in the corner of your screen, the former athletic director on hand. One of the great leaders at Seton, and he's always missed as Avila throws this one away. And Avila was looking for Williams cutting to the basket. So the Sentinels with an 8-point lead, and this is where Seton is so dangerous. They go on those runs and they can put a stranglehold on teams with their defensive tenacity. Morales lets it fly from 3. That is off the mark and over the backboard. And Coach Karen Self telling Sophie Morales to keep shooting, because sometimes Sophie is just so unselfish.
Yeah.
But she's a gifted scorer when she wants to be, and they try to dump it down, and Ramirez down in the box. And it remains with the blue and gold. Second period just underway. So glad to have you with us on the Seton Catholic Sports Network. The doctor, Adam Perry, Paulo Hutchison live stream, and cast of thousands of Seton students on hand for this one. Amaya Leyva, the 16-point scorer, off the dribble, pulls up, Leyva connects. Amaya Leyva showing her touch. She's got 4. It's a 6-point Seton lead. Gallardo on the other side, rips it over to Morales. Benally, and Benally draws the contact. Leyva picks up the foul. That's her first. 18-12. First round of the playoffs. These two teams have rarely played. Last time was in the 2021 season as Gregston from long range.
Boom.
She's got 7. It's a 9-point Seton lead. Amaya Leyva, and you can tell, young lady, number 3 of Buckeyes, got skill. The way she just handled that stop and the passover, and her ability to make things happen off the dribble. And Leyva on the misfire to Avila. For this Buckeye team, a squad with only 3 seniors building a foundation. Morales from long range. And Seton starting to open things up. The lead is 12.
And Sophie took Coach Self's advice to heart right there. Right away, goes right back to shooting and cashes out.
Leyva the other way. A little too strong off the glass. The battle underneath in favor of the white and red. Members of the basketball team are here tonight. Brock Steele, as well as Miguel Grijalva.
Julian Garcia, Kobe.
A slew of the basketball team taking this one in.
Yeah.
And they're on the road Friday, taking on Bradshaw Mountain. 6 minutes left in this first half. Seton with a 12-point lead. Leyva giving up the dribble. And a travel call against Tia Chapman. And that Seton press. They'll bring the bodies, they'll attack you from different angles, and they always try to speed up the opposition. Checking in, Michaela Tinsley back in. Checking out, Isabel Ramirez, and Tinsley is a good player. A starter on this team, a senior, one of few, putting up 5, 3, and 2 for the blue and gold of Buckeye. Morales. Herrera down in the blocks to Benally. Benally kicks it out. Carmela puts it on the deck. A little pull up. And DiPuccio is there a little too strong, but Benally's there. Benally will pull it back out. Morales back inside. Taken away by Avila. Avila to Leyva on the run. Leyva fires it up. Loose ball. And Chapman draws the contact. And that's Benally's second foul as Chapman goes the line. And Doc, a 30% free throw shooter. So this is an area where Buckeye has struggled. 50% from the line collectively as a team. And misses the first. In a game like this, you're the underdog. You go into an opposing house and playing a team with such a storied tradition like Seton. Every possession, every point counts.
Absolutely, Joe. White 11 called for something right there. Herrera maybe jumped a bit early, but
a lane violation by Jaden Herrera, so Chapman will get another opportunity as Gregston checks back in, and what a start for Reagan Gregston. 7 quick points, and Chapman at the line, looking to get in the right track and misses another opportunity. Morales zips it. DiPuccio. Benally underneath. Kick out Gregston. Gallardo. DiPuccio back down in the blocks. Pass a little too low. Williams taking it up the floor. And Williams gets called for the carry. Make that a double dribble call against Williams. Five minutes left in this first half from John J. McMahon Gym. And Morales throws it away. And right now, you can tell kind of a little bit of the rust and as far as the passing, Doc, just not as crisp.
Yeah, and that's something that we have not seen from Seton all year long. There's been 2 wild passes so far. Still a lot of time left in this game to iron that out, and Caitlin Benally just made a t-shirt.
Benally with a big swat. Morales transition. And Avila comes up with it. Chapman, open floor. Morales steals it right back. The speed and quickness of Sophie. Down in the lane. Up and in.
Oh, my goodness.
Sophie Morales with a jaw-dropping move.
Wow, that was disgusting from Sophie Morales.
She's got 5 points. It's a 14-point lead for Seton. Benally. And a tie-up. Gregston and Williams, active hands. And it's going the other way. And right now, Doc, you can just feel that Seton has Buckeye on the cliff.
Yeah.
And Buckeye is just trying to hold on for dear life.
Yeah, things are definitely starting to play out more in Seton Catholic's favor. They're being a bit smarter and safer with the ball and really not buying into the craziness that Buckeye brings on certain plays. And, you know, they're getting the job done. 26-12, a 14-point lead is quite comfortable for Seton, but of course they are going to try to extend that here as we head into the last 4 minutes of the first half.
As we look at Buckeye, head coach Regina Early, her assistants Ron Bush, Chris Hamilton, and Nancy Carranza. A team with a lot to be proud of, and of course, Karen Self, a storied coach, a storied program in the state, yearly in the conversation amongst the league's best and the state's best. Morales over to Gallardo. Leyva, Morales in the corner, lets it fly from three, and Sophie connects. And Sophie with 8 second quarter points. And Coach Self set the bar. She said, keep shooting, Sophie, and Morales has answered with 8 in the second. Leyva puts it on the deck. Shot from the outside, no good. Ramirez is there. Ramirez dishes it over to Chapman. Avila will set it back up. Tinsley will get it to Leyva. Avila, 22 on the shot clock. Leyva will pull it back out, behind the back. Avila gets the screen from Chapman. Avila shoots it over, looking for Chapman, and thrown away. And Gio Barone now in the building as well for the boys basketball team. 29-12. The Seton defense has held Buckeye to 2 second period points. Carmella thought about it for a split second. Gregston. Morales. 16 on the shot clock. Gregston and Tia Chapman getting tangled up. Morales working that right side of the key. Gallardo. Inside, DiPuccio, turnaround. DiPuccio can't connect. Avila skies among the trees. Out to Leyva. Leyva knocked away by Gregston and tracked down by Reagan. Great hustle. Morales, middle of the floor, stops, pops, and connects. And Sophie, unconscious. 10 second period points, matching Gallardo with 10 in the first. And the lead is 19 for Seton. And the dust is officially off Seton. And Leyva stops and pops. She's got 6. And an offensive foul call against Caitlin Benally. And that's her third. Ernie Cornia, the assistant on the men's side, also in the building. 2:05 left. So glad you can join us from Seton Catholic. We are honored, humbled, and privileged to cover both Karen Self and Carter Abe's basketball teams. Great coaches with great players and high motor teams as Morales comes up with yet another steal. Sophie putting on a show. 10 points, multiple steals. Gallardo on the deck, pops it back out. Morales from the outside. Sophie unconscious. 13 second period points, her third 3 of the second period.
Wow.
And the lead is 20. Morales living in the moment.
Keep shooting, Sophie.
Chapman. And they'll call a blocking foul against Carmella. And Chapman will go to the line to shoot a pair.
20-point lead for Seton now, and Sophie Morales just blew this one open. And as you mentioned, the dust, the rust, it's all gone. The Lady Sentinels look like themselves here tonight.
They call that a non-shooting, so Sentinels, another great defensive possession. Buckeye only 4 second period points, and a big swat by Ramirez on Jaden Herrera down in the blocks. Ramirez puts up 11-9, a force down in the paint. Seton with a $112, looking to close this strong on a 16-4 second period run. Sentinels decked out, the fan base in black. Herrera puts it on the floor, runner off the mark. Taken by Tinsley. Tinsley working up the floor. Tinsley and Morales with that tight defense. 1 minute left in the half. Avila will reset. Guarded by Gregston. 20 on the shot clock. Avila calling out the play. Leyva. Gallardo right in her back pocket. Leyva. And Gallardo with a great defense knocks the ball out of bounds. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Big week on campus. Pass inside, Leyva, backdoor, could not connect. Herrera with the rebound, Morales racing up the floor, kicks it in the corner, Gallardo. Morales swings it over, DiPuccio. Gregson, back to Morales. Gallardo, runner, won't go, DiPuccio is there. Gallardo, another opportunity, and Carmela, pull up, knocks it. She's got 12 points. And the lead is 22 for Seton. And Gallardo with the reach in. And that's her third personal. She'll go to the bench. And once again, Doc, there's the fine line of being aggressive and being over-aggressive. And Carmela, every foul we've seen tonight, Doc, it's been the ticky-tack version.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but, you know, it's a learning moment for her nonetheless.
Leyva at the buzzer, and that is off the mark. And at the half, Seton with a 36-14 lead. Outscoring the Hawks 16-4 in the second. And Doc, first period, Carmela with 10 points. In the second, it was all Sophie Morales, 13 second period points.
Yeah, I mean, Sophie Morales just went unconscious there in that second quarter. She was pulling from so deep, and she had so much confidence in her dribbles as well. That's the Sophie Morales we want to see for the rest of this game. And for Carmela Gallardo, same thing as the first quarter. I mean, just the confidence that these ladies have with the ball in their hands is so dangerous. And for anyone that the Sentinels play next in this playoff, they've got a tough matchup on their schedule.
And we'll talk about what is awaiting for them potentially with a victory if they can hold on. But we're going to talk some men's basketball as we bring in the man of steel, and that is Brock Steele of the Sentinels men's basketball team. He is about to get the headset on and join me, and the Sentinels 19-9, 5-5 in Desert Sky play. And Brock, first off, congratulations to you and the team having a tremendous season and making it to the postseason 2 years in a row. A tremendous accomplishment, and your thoughts of what the team has done to this point.
We've really emphasized hard work in practice and translated it into the games, and that's really helped us out. Coach Aby's always kept us on the hard work aspect of everything. We've been working on free throws, boxing out, getting rebounds, and just playing with a lot of gritty.
So Friday, playoff basketball, you travel to Bradshaw Mountain. Regular season, you lost to them at their place 58-50. And then you came back and you beat them in a tournament here 66-62. Now it's the third time around. Your thoughts of going to their building and doing what's necessary to pull off a victory?
Yeah, they'll have a very big home crowd there. They had one because we played it when it was their first game of the season. They have a very big team, very good team. They always play hard. They're a little bit slow though, so we're expecting to run them. So it was a good game. The first time we played them, we just some shots just didn't fall. Second game we beat them because our shots were falling. So we're hoping that the shots will fall for our third game.
So Brock, I want to get your thought process for the team. I want you to tell me, and I want to feel it in your heart, that you guys are going to go in there and just play possessed and play fearless. Give me the thought process, because that's what's going to take. This is the playoffs, baby. Different animal. So give me the thought process of the team going up there and just being relentless and being ferocious.
Well, our Coach Aby has always told us we need to play with a sense of urgency. We've really been emphasizing that in practice. So we're really just going to go out there and play hard. We're going to bring it to them, because last time it was chippy. The first game it was chippy. Just we need to play even chippier now.
So Brock, here you are. You've got your fellow teammates. You got Julian. You got Miguel. You got Gio Barone. How great is it out here to be with your fellow teammates and support Karen's team? And obviously the girls, they haven't played since January 31st. They're dusting off the rust, and last I checked, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, we're all just having fun here. Coach Aby told us we should come out, and we're all just hanging out right now, having a lot of fun, and it's been great. It's been great watching this Seton team for girls has been always very good.
There you go. That is Brock Steele, the man of steel, and the Sentinels men's squad on the road Friday, where they take on Bradshaw Mountain with an opportunity to advance in the 4A playoffs. Keep it locked and loaded. Carter Abey about 20 feet away. We're going to see if we can put him on the mic right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.
Sir? Oh, am I jumping on here? All right, I was just coming to say hello, but okay. All right. Hey, you know you can never just No kidding. How you doing, my guy? Good, I'm good. Good.
And we keep it locked and loaded right here from John J. McMahon Gym. Stepping in to join me at halftime right here is the head men's basketball coach, Carter Abey. And Carter, first off, tremendous season by your squad. Once again, the team in the playoffs yet again for a second year in a row under your leadership. Your thoughts of what the young men have accomplished to this point?
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you. I mean, I appreciate the love. I appreciate you supporting us all year long. You've been such a huge part of our family and a huge part of why we have so much fun here at Seton Catholic. So I really appreciate all that you do, Joe. But we are, of course, my staff and I are extremely proud of the way that these guys have been playing. Obviously, we feel that our journey is yet to be finished, so we're still motivated to go into the playoff, make a little bit of a push. Starts on Friday night against Bradshaw Mountain, going up to Bradshaw Mountain. This is actually going to be our third time playing against Bradshaw. We played them earlier this year at their place, and then we played them again in the Thanksgiving tournament. We've split both games, so both teams have a win against each other, so I guess it's time to go up there and end this tiebreaker. What do you think?
And Carter, absolutely. The third time's a charm. The third time's a knockout blow for one of the two teams. And that being said, you faced them twice in the regular season, but you know, you played so many tough matches in the Desert Sky, and you've had to play the St. Mary's, you've had to play the Mesquites, you've had to play the Saguaros. How battle-tested is this squad after playing the relentless schedule that the Desert Sky presents itself every year?
Absolutely. The Desert Sky region is something that is out of this world just because everyone is so competitive. And on any given night, you guys could be going against an opponent who may or may not beat you. I mean, Arcadia has given us great battles over the couple of years. Marcos Deniza, Saguaro. Obviously, we have St. Mary's and Mesquite as our powerhouses, but we have such good teams and such high talent players in this region. So it is extremely talented. It helps playing in that region going into playoff play because now we're a little bit more battle tested, just like you said. And having 8 seniors that I can rely on, that I can lean on, and having a lot of those seniors with me last year as returning play-in and playoff contenders, they kind of know the preparation and the mindset going into those games.
And Carter, we kind of talk about the mindset of going into the games, but the playoffs is a totally different animal. The intensity, the testosterone, the adrenaline, everything's going 150 miles an hour.
For sure.
What's the mindset for your team to go in there and just, and I talked to Brock about this off camera. I said, Brock, look, I want you guys in that game to come out and be relentless and be ferocious for the whole time and don't let up.
For 32 minutes.
Exactly.
For 32, absolutely. So just like you said, like everyone knows it's playoff basketball. So now you have to rise to the occasion. You got to play hard. It's no longer about effort, but it's about execution. So for us, it's playing hard, but it's playing with a purpose. It's knowing where we're supposed to be, what we're trying to accomplish, and how to utilize your skill set to complement your teammates around you.
And that is Carter Abey, the leader of the men's basketball team. And between Karen Self and Carter Abey guiding the menship, you're not going to find two better coaches guiding basketball programs in the state of Arizona. Carter, thank you for your time.
Joe,
that is Carter Abey. Best of luck on Friday. The women are coming out.
I appreciate
a 36-14 halftime lead. Karen Self and Carter, before I let you go, your impressions of Karen and her team. They haven't played since January 31st, a little sluggish in that first period. Carmela with 10 in the first, and then it was Sophie in the second.
I mean, just like you said right there, with Carmela and Sophie, you know what you're going to get every single night. They're so much fun to watch. They're under great leadership with Coach Karen Self. I mean, I'm learning from her every single day. Now that I'm on campus, I can pick her brain a little bit. We have good conversations, and she's just such a phenomenal person, and I love having her team have a lead coming into the second half.
There we go. Carter Abey with the great insight. Of course, his team on the road Friday in a playoff game against taking on Bradshaw Mountain on the road, and Seton goes into that matchup. They're the 18th seed, and then Bradshaw Mountain is the 17th seed. The playoff play-in game, and of course, we wish the boys the best of luck. Coach,
Yeah,
best of luck on Friday.
Thank you for having me.
Keep it locked and loaded. More to come. We are closing in on the second half tip as the doctor about to join me, and the doc, Adam Perry, back on the mic. And Doc, we saw Seton so good in that second period, holding Buckeye to only 4 second period points, and of course we saw Sophie Morales nuclear with 13 in the second period.
Yeah, I mean, the Sentinels are just playing their kind of basketball now, and as you mentioned, they haven't played a game in almost 2 weeks before today, and Joe, that first quarter was largely knocking off some rust and dust and cobwebs and whatnot, and right now these ladies are, you know, fully in tune, fully in check, and they're playoff ready, Joe.
Okay, the only downers for Seton in that first half is Carmela's got 3 fouls, and Caitlin Benally has 3 fouls as well. And what we know about this Seton team is they don't go deep. So the bottom line is keeping their starters on the floor, as they need them on the court as much as possible, especially in the second half here and as the games and the lights get bigger.
Yeah, definitely need to keep their ladies on the court and playing as we head into these treacherous waters of, you know, single game elimination playoff. And we'll see what the Sentinels bring here in this second half.
And by the way, we'll see if we can get them at some point in this one, as we see Rebecca DiPuccio right there in the white blouse. Her son, Adam, no, make that Alex. Adam's her husband, Alex. He is dressed as a little Sentinel. He's got his helmet.
Wow.
He was supposed to join us early, but we'll see if the Sentinels win this one. We have a post-game show if Alex can join us. So the Sentinels will start the second half on defense. Their starters back in: Morales, Gallardo, Benally, DiPuccio, and Gregston. Leyva, Ramirez, Avila, Tinsley, Chapman also on the floor for Buckeye. Sentinels with a 22-point lead. Last victory came against Arcadia on the 31st. Leyva shoots it up, won't go. Seton with the rebound, courtesy of Gallardo. Morales, middle of the floor. Sophie inside, great feed, and DiPuccio. And Sophie just putting on a show here. You wanted to score? No problem. You want her to play defense? Look at that.
No problem.
And Morales will get the loose ball foul, but you can't fault the effort whatsoever.
No, definitely not. I mean, she's balling out here.
Morales just playing fantastic. And once again, it just kind of blows my mind. All those coaches out there, so big on size, and
yeah,
you know, you want a guard who can handle the rock, shoot, score, facilitate. Sophie Morales is it. And Morales picks up another quick foul. That's her second in just a matter of seconds. And Amaya Leyva goes the line. Leyva, 6 points. Leyva, a 66% free throw shooter. Misses on the first. Second half just underway from Seton Catholic. First round of the open playoffs. Leyva connects on 1 of 2. Seton up by 23. Morales off the dribble. Gregston puts it on the deck. Out to DiPuccio up top. DiPuccio driving. DiPuccio with a good strong move against Ramirez. She's got 4 in the third period. Avila being tracked down by Gallardo, has to pull it out. That Seton defense relentless. Leyva looking for someone to pass to. Couple dribbles as Morales right in front. Kicks in the corner, Tinsley. Tinsley tries to go inside, and that's a bailout foul, and that's a tough foul against Seton. And that's Gregston's first foul, but excellent defense as Tinsley's on the line. 55% free throw shooter, knocks down her first. She's got 3 points. 40-16, Sentinels. That one's off the mark. Tracked down by Benally. Benally outlet, Morales. Sophie just guiding the ship. Morales, coast to coast, and will shoot a pair. And as the games and lights get bigger, Morales picking up her game. Not afraid to take over and doing just that. Sophie, a 69% free throw shooter. Hits the first. 13 points, Doc, in the second period. Just took over in that second frame.
Yeah, absolutely caught on fire from head to toe. They had to grab the fire extinguisher to put her out at halftime.
Tracked down by Seton. Morales scored 13 of the 16 second period points for Seton, along with relentless defense as a defender. Inside, DiPuccio, Gregston. DiPuccio on the floor, going in. Morales tracks it down. Great loose ball hustle by Sophie. Gallardo, Morales, Benally, Gregston from long range. Won't go, but DiPuccio's there. Gallardo pull up, and Carmela with a good look. She's got 14. 43-16. Buckeye feeling the wrath of this great defensive Seton unit. Morales with the partial block. Morales up the floor. Sophie out to Benally, inside. DiPuccio goes strong. And Mia has got 6 all in the third. And a timeout on the floor. And the lead is 29 for Seton.
29 and growing. I mean, these Sentinels have really looked good here in this second half. And, you know, we're only 3 minutes through, but things seem to, you know, be swaying even further in the Sentinels' odds here as we progress. And, you know, things are just going right for them here on the court. I mean, they're hustling hard. They're taking care of the ball, and they're putting up good shots. And, you know, that's all you can do. 29-point lead.
Absolutely. Couple former Sentinels in the crowd. Amelie Cartagena and Jordan Herrera. Part of last year's team that made that great playoff run, losing right here in the open playoffs in what was a thriller last year, Doc. And the ladies played their hearts out. Losing to Millennium in what was a classic. So coming out of the timeout, 45-16. Buckeye facing a tremendous blitz, one they did not expect. They draw the foul inside. Williams at the line. Puts down the first. Rosaria Williams. And connects on the second. Putting some spark and some hope into that Buckeye bench. And that Buckeye fan base calling for defense. Gallardo. DiPuccio picked that one up. And that's 3 on Mia. And Jaden Herrera will check back in. Jaden still looking for forced points in this one. Once again, Seton last year lost in the quarterfinals. 44-42. And Leyva hits the first. Buckeye in the bonus. Leyva now with 8 points. And that one rolls in. She's got 9. 25-point lead. Seton coming off last year's playoff run, once again losing in the open division against Millennium right here on home court, 44-42. And Amelie in the house as DiPuccio bangs her way inside. She's got 8. And Doc DiPuccio now having a great third period, as we saw Sophie in the second and Carmela in the first. But Amelie Cartagena is in the house, and last year she had a chance, missed a 3 at the buzzer, Doc, in that corner that just went long. Gallardo on the break. And that'll go the other way as Seton misses down low. And literally, call it a fraction of maybe 3-4 inches, and Seton would have gone on to the next round.
Yeah, I mean,
and they would have played Perry, and Millennium beat Perry, and Millennium eventually lost in the finals to Desert Vista. So that's how close Seton was last year. And now here they are back in the open playoffs yet again. Tremendous regular season, 20-6, 19-9.
Yeah.
And we're talking about 6 losses in the course of spans of games. That Carmela yet again from 3. She's got 17 and the lead is 30. Avila swings it over to Williams. Williams tries to drive among the trees. Gets knocked out of bounds. And the winner of this game will play the winner of number 21 Sunrise Mountain and number 12 Sunnyside at the high seed. And that game would be Thursday. And if Seton stays on pace, that game will be here Thursday at 7 p.m. Morales down court. Herrera will get called for the travel. And that was just one just to anticipate, fake, and that defender would have flew right by her.
Yep. Her feet did leave the ground though, which obviously she did not mean to happen. And she gets called for it.
Gregston about to check back in. Reagan having a good night. Reagan, 7 points. Leyva, really a good looking player, and you can see it. That time trapped Morales down to Gallardo. Carmela will pull it back out. Reset. DiPuccio inside. Herrera blocked underneath. Good defense by Zenaida Woodruff. Buckeye not lying down. They're battling. And sometimes you have to learn hard lessons, and this is going to be a hard one for Buckeye to take in, but one that's going to make their program better going forward. Morales taken away by Williams. And Jane Herrera tries to track it down. And Doc, the only thing, if there's any negatives tonight for Seton, the passing has to be better as they get into the later rounds.
Yeah, that's definitely, you know, one of the biggest things we've picked out so far for them tonight. And, you know, they have improved, but they had 2 early mishaps in this one, and that's a third right there. So for the Sentinels, just got to take a little bit better care of the ball. And obviously, in a game where you have a 30-point lead, that doesn't necessarily matter. But, Joe, as you mentioned, later down the road, that might come to haunt them.
Chapman off the inbounds, shoots it out. Leyva, Morales on Leyva. Gets the screen from Chapman. Pressured in the corner by Gallardo. And once again, Carmela picking up a ticky-tack foul. She's got 4, and she's got to sit out. Luckily, the lead is 30 for Seton. And Leyva will go to the line. And Doc, moving forward for Seton, it's also, we know what a great scorer and player Carmela Gallardo is, but ultimately, she has got to be able to draw that fine line from being aggressive to not picking up ticky-tack fouls. And because Seton needs her scoring punch on the floor. They got to have her on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that'll be a conversation between her and Coach Karen Self, as Carmela Gallardo's best use is on the court and not on the bench. So 29-point lead.
So Zanaya Woodruff picks up the foul as referee comes and talks to our legend, John Harrison. John does all the scoring books here at Seton, whether it's softball, baseball, you name it. An icon here on campus. Seton, Morales getting the tight ball pressure, and she runs into a little bit of a Buckeye brick wall. And Williams picks up the foul, but look, I love what Buckeye just did right there. Put the pressure. I would pressure Morales every single time. I'd bring a double, triple team every time, because at this point, your team, it's all about learning right now, Doc, right? I mean,
yeah.
You're gonna learn about to be in these situations and how your team can handle them and adapt and be better moving forward. Gregston loses the handle. Morales and will reset off the feed from DiPuccio. And the shot clock was off. So Buckeye with a good defensive stand. 29-point lead. Chapman puts it on the floor. Gregston altered the shot. Here comes Morales, working the middle. Morales lets it fly. Sophie, bang! Sophie Morales continues her onslaught. She's got 17. Just an outstanding performance in this playoff opener. Locking up. And we got a timeout on the floor from head coach Regina Early. And the lead is 32, Doc.
32, and you know the Sentinels are coming on strong still with us heading into the fourth period here. And normally when we talk about Sophie Morales, we are talking about her, you know, her being a court general and her passing and how good she takes care of the ball. But tonight, it's all about Sophie Morales' shooting. She cannot miss from beyond the arc, and I know it's not the closest of games per se, but still, she was a contributing factor in this win.
And along the way, we've heard from Adam Perry. You've heard from yours truly, Paulo Hutchinson, controlling the stream. And the fourth member of our broadcast team is yet to make an appearance, and that is Freddie the Flamingo. He's out there, and
the Flamingo.
Freddie is somewhere. He's roaming the building, and now he's back with us. And
I don't know where
that is
he
Adam. I'm Joe, and Freddie could be right to Adam's side, or he could be right to my side. Either way, Freddie will join us because he's the friendly feather. And there's Freddie.
Where's he at?
Yeah, he's right there. Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
A little pet. You know, he's doing good. He just wanted to come over. He's been hiding, you know.
Yeah.
He's had a long day of, like, studying on campus and had to crack the library and the books. And, you know, he's working on his trigonometry and so forth. I mean.
And another thing that Freddie is doing is getting ready for Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. And Doc, I saw you with your girlfriend earlier at Chandler Gilbert as the baseball team lost today. Transition break to Puccio. Mia going back up, and Mia. And that's what I like to see from Mia. Mia is going toward the basket, not taking off-balance shots away.
Yeah.
And she's had a great third quarter, 10 third quarter points, 34-point lead, and the call is going the other way, an offensive foul away from the ball against Woodruff. That's her second. So, Doc, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. What do you have in store for your loved one in your life?
The day of love, Joe. So, you know, it's also our one-year anniversary tomorrow, apologies. So we'll be going to our original date night spot, Blue 32 Bar and Grill.
Blue 32 as Seton can't connect at the end of 3. They lead 55-21, and Seton once again doing an outstanding job holding Buckeye to only 6 third quarter points. And if you've never been to Blue 32 down in Gilbert, the food is spectacular.
It's great.
It is fantastic.
It's great.
I mean, literally, you go in there, the service is great, great atmosphere.
Yeah.
They do a fantastic job, and the food is great.
It's very well made, you know. It might take, the wait times might be up there a little bit, but listen, the food is worth it. The food is worth it, and, you know, obviously not the most romantic of environments, but still, you know, everyone's got that special place or, you know, that special location that they hold close to their heart. And for me, that's Blue 32, Joe.
But see, Doc, I think romance and romantic moments are what you make of them.
Exactly.
So I think you're doing the right thing, taking your girlfriend there tomorrow night. As far as me, in the next 24 hours, I will buy flowers and balloons for my wife and daughter, and maybe bring some dessert home. Of course, tomorrow night we're calling the Seton soccer game.
Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow night the ladies on home turf taking on a Lee Williams team. Seton is the 8th seed. Kingman, Lee Williams out of Kingman. They're the 9th seed, a very dangerous team. And we'll be calling that match tomorrow. So after that match, you'll be going to dinner, and and then after we finish up, I'll be celebrating Valentine's Day with my loved ones.
Very nice.
And to my daughter, Allie, who is in her first year of Cornell, I miss you, and I love you very much. So we begin the fourth, Seton with the 55-21 lead. And Sophie Morales has been spectacular in this one. Morales will shoot a pair. And Sophie doing just about anything she wants in this one and making it look easy.
Yeah, this is the Sophie Morales show at this point. She is balling on the court.
Sophie 1 of 2 from the free throw line tonight. 17 and counting. And we've got a running clock. Sophie misses the first. And keep it right here for the Seton postgame show. And Sophie connects. She's got 18. So for a Seton team that hasn't played since January 31st, they've dusted off the rust nicely. Avila tries to pass in traffic, and it's going the other way. And this Buckeye team, Karen Self, lifetime against, 10-1 coming in. A team that won the 5A Central with a record of 12-0. So much to be proud of. Regina Early and her coaching staff. Backdoor, and DiPuccio misses the bunny. And Karen Self wanted that one.
Yeah, that play ran very well by the Sentinels, and it left DiPuccio with a wide open basket, but she can't quite convert on the shot. And that'll be Sentinel ball after the travel.
And I gotta tell you, I am a big fan of Lazaria Williams, who's the shortest person on the court, and she's up there battling against the trees and pulled that one down. She got called for the travel, but you can't fault the effort.
No.
Morales kicks it in the corner. Gregston had the opportunity. Quick recognition, down in the blocks to DiPuccio. Woodruff picks up the foul. But you love Morales, her ability to dissect and react within a split second. Saw the mismatch and went straight to it. Woodruff, a junior, learning the hard way against Seton. 3 quick fouls in this one. Morales checks out. The clock continues to tick. Gallardo, DiPuccio. She thought about it for a split second from 3. Lanigan from the outside. Benally back to Lanigan. And 1! Esmeralda, welcome to the party. And that's a great moment for the young lady who worked so hard, and the sophomore. Misses the free throw, but no big deal. Shake it off, young lady. You're in the scoring column. Also in the game, Tracy Ineza, a freshman, putting up a couple points and a couple rebounds a game. And that is blocked. Ineza down in the blocks. Woodruff in and out. Battle ensuing. Ball is up high off the rafters. DiPuccio finally rips it down. Gallardo, and we've seen Gallardo run the point several times this year, Doc.
Yeah, and she's really good at the point as well. Make no mistake.
Jaden Herrera scores her first bucket. And time is winding down. Seton leading by 39. And Buckeye going to their bench and bringing some young faces in. And Leyva, Amaya Leyva, an impressive junior for this Buckeye team. Gallardo on the other end, a little long from 3. DiPuccio rips it out. Gallardo puts it on the deck, swings it over, and Lanigan was taking that first quick step. And Lexi Walper. Make that Sophia McDonald now in the game. Karen Self using as many players as possible. Lanigan with the partial block. Good, strong move up and in by Carson Jones. And now Lexi Walper about to check in. Lexi putting up 2 1-1. Gallardo, point blank, misses the runner. Avila shoots it down. Leyva to Woodruff. And Woodruff will shoot a pair. And DiPuccio's got 4 fouls. Running clock, winding down to 2 minutes. Keep it here, post-game coverage coming up from John J. McMahon Gym. Of course, as we mentioned, Seton on Thursday night right here at 7 p.m. will take on the winner of number 21 Sunrise Mountain and number 12 Sunnyside.
And the lane violation right there for Carmela Gallardo will give the Buckeyes another attempt here.
Winding down to 1 minute left in this one. Avila puts it back. Gallardo running the point. Lanigan off the quick pass, and she steps out. And Karen Self with the words of encouragement. Autumn Chapman has stepped in the game as well. And all these faces, Lexi Walper, Lanigan, Chapman, McDonald, Tracy Ineza, Karen Self utilizing her bench, and why not?
Yeah.
Keep the starters fresh because Doc, game 2 of the Open comes quick Thursday night right here. And of course, the doctor, and being tomorrow night, he's gonna be the Dr. Glove. Adam Perry will be joining me right here Thursday night as Seton awaits the winner of tonight's number 21 Sunrise Mountain matchup against number 12 Sunnyside. And Tracy Ineza will work the ball up the floor. Sophia McDonald. Sophia doing a nice job. Shoots in the corner, Autumn Chapman. And right now, a learning moment for all these young ladies on the floor. The win is secured. Seton up big. Karen Self and her squad doing what's necessary in round 1. Time winding down in this one. And Buckeye gets a big basket. And that is going to do it. Seton in commanding fashion dominates Buckeye 60-31. And Doc, the leaders of this team, it started with Carmela in the first with 10 first quarter points. And then it was the Sophie show in the second with 13. And Sophie finishes with a game high 18. Carmela with 17.
Yeah, and you know, that powerful duo right there, they exchanged at the 1 and 2, and you know, they got the job done tonight for the Sentinels. They really kick-started things for the Sentinels, and the rest of the squad took after them, and you know, they really put a statement on this game. It's a good opener for the Sentinels, and I'm excited to see them again on Thursday night.
Sentinels defensively held Buckeye to only 4 points in the second, only 6 in the third. And Doc, trademark defensively of Seton is to lock down their opponents, and they do it yet again.
Yeah, I mean, they executed all their game plans here tonight, and even though it looked a little rough at first, they knocked off all the dust and cobwebs, and by the end of this one, they looked like they're, you know, back full steam ahead.
Okay, keep it locked, keep it loaded. We're going to be dialing in with Sophie Morales and Carmela Gallardo, and we'll hear from Coach Karen Self right here on the Seton Catholic Sports Network.
And here we go with the post-game interviews. My name is Adam Perry, and I'm joined with the wonderful Carmela Gallardo. Now, Carmela, you balled out 17 points again. This lady, she kills it. So in the first quarter, you popped off. You went crazy. A lot of shots from beyond the arc, and you know, it's a home opener here for playoffs too.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that feel like for you?
It was very nerve-wracking at first because just playoffs in general are just very nerve-wracking. But just being at home, like, also just helped, and everybody being hype and, like, supportive, like, just made it all better. Yeah.
Definitely. So that's awesome, and, you know, the whole team killed it today, but the standouts were really you and Sophie Morales. Now, you guys are a wonderful combo at the 1-2 slot. And, I mean, what is that like playing with Sophie?
I love playing with Soph. She's so generous with the ball, and she always be getting hers. And I just love all the passes she's giving me.
Yeah,
all the
I mean,
assists.
yeah, she's a court general for sure. She takes good care of the rock. And, you know, you got the win here, game one. I mean, what's the mentality heading into game two?
We're just ready to play whoever's next and be ready to just fight.
Yeah, and fighters, these girls are absolutely. Karen Self and her squad, they're vicious. Thank you so much, Carmela. We'll be right back with Sophie Morales. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
And here we are. My name's Adam Perry, and we're back with Sophie Morales. And we caught her after the shower, luckily. She was on her way to her car after the game. No, I'm just kidding. Quick wardrobe change, though, when we're back. And Sophie, you played a phenomenal game, and your standout was really in that second quarter when you popped off, went ballistic.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what was that like on the court? Home playoff game, first playoff game, and you go crazy.
Awesome. It was awesome, and we obviously had a theme out here, blackout,
Yeah.
and some students came, so the energy was really good in the gym. So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, the energy was definitely up there today, and I mean, Sophie, how could you not be energetic watching her? You killed it on the court today, and you know, what's the mentality heading into game two?
I think we have either Sunnyside or something Mountain.
Or Sunrise Mountain.
Yeah, Sunrise Mountain.
Yeah.
And we did some film on them, so we're just gonna prepare as much as we can tomorrow. Watch some film on them and stuff like that, and we should be ready. I mean, we've been putting the work in all season, so I hope it just translates.
Yeah, these ladies have been putting in the work, Sophie especially. Thank you for the quick interview, and when we come back, Joe Pequeno, hopping on the mic with Karen Self. We'll be right back.
And we welcome back to John J. McMahon Gym. The Sentinels open up the open playoffs in fine fashion with the 60-31 victory over Buckeye. Here with head coach Karen Self. Coach, so many impressive things to talk about in this one. I'll let you start. What stood out the best?
I just thought we were like super aggressive attacking the basket. I think Reagan had some good attacks off the dribble, and Sophie was super aggressive offensively, really looking for her shot, and made them pay when they didn't come out and guard her. And then that changes the way they have to defend. And so we did a great job. That then seemed to open up the middle a little bit more. Got Mia going in the third quarter. Mella, I felt like Kate did a great job on their post. Mella got us going early. Like, it was a really well-rounded game for us.
Yeah, Camarella got things going with 10 first quarter points. And then there was like a Forrest Gump kind of moment in this game where instead of Jenny yelling, "Run, Forrest, run," you said to Sophie, "Shoot, Sophie, shoot." And she answered the call with 13 points in that second period.
Yeah.
And look, she just dominated that second period. And then it led to great defensive pressure where you allowed only, I believe, 4 or 6 points in that second period.
Yeah, I was really happy with 4 points in the second quarter. And that just really got us going and kind of like built a little bit of a lead and took a little pressure off because we were kind of stagnant there for a while at 24-12 and like turnovers from us and turnovers from them and like, it just wasn't a great sequence. But then when we kind of busted out of that, then we just never really looked back.
And basically, it's safe to say, Karen, early on, maybe dusting off a little of that rust for not playing since January 31st. John, the legend, John Harrison, always in our shots, and we love John because John is just oblivious to where the camera is at all times, and you've got the scoring book in front of you. But needs to say, Coach, was it the layoff a little bit early, maybe playing a little, dusting off that non-playoff kind of games of not playing for 13 days or so?
I mean, and that's a long layoff, but everybody's dealing with that tonight. So, I thought we could have been a little crisper and cleaner with our passes, especially in the first half. So it was good, good to get up and down the court and kind of get back in game mode. And I feel like the kids are really focused, and so we're just going to prepare for whoever's next.
So that being said, Coach, you're taking on the winner of Sunnyside or Sunrise Mountain. That game will be here on Thursday night. Do you know the outcome of that game, and do you know who you might have to be prepared for and any idea of the style of play you might see?
We have film on both teams already, and we've been kind of taking a look at that just in case. And I know Sunrise Mountain is down a little bit with some illness right now, so I'm not sure if every starter played tonight. So that being said, it may be Sunnyside, and so obviously we'll be watching that tonight and getting film. More film loaded in Huddle for the kids to watch and for us to kind of analyze. But yeah, we're just looking forward to the challenge and really, really want to secure that spot in the open division. So just gonna really be focused tomorrow and get ready for that game Thursday.
And Coach, how big is it to have the second round game right here in an arena where you now have improved to 9-0 on the season?
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Well,
so
it's
good.
my job to know that for you.
Excellent, thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
It's always important to have home court advantage, and we had a really strong student section tonight. They came out, so we really appreciate that. And I just want to, kind of like hold our home court advantage and take care of business and advance the next round. It doesn't hurt that they have to come up from Tucson if it is Sunnyside, or if it's Sunrise Mountain, they're coming all the way from the west side. So, it's a bit of a hike. So it never hurts to have that home court advantage.
There you go. That is Karen Self. And, of course, keep it locked and loaded tomorrow night. The soccer team will open up the playoffs 4A style as they take on Lee Williams. We'll have the action from Michael Eubanks Stadium, but a great night here at John J. McMahon Gym as the Sentinels get the first round win over Buckeye 60-31 for Karen Self and her great basketball team and all our great fans and all the great parents and the alumni that love Seton. We appreciate you dialing us up. For Paulo Hutchinson live stream, all the great people in the Seton Athletic Office. For the Dr. Adam Perry, I'm Joe Pequeno. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you real soon tomorrow night from Michael Eubanks Stadium. Take care and have a good evening.
Thanks, Joe.